Hey, this is Zandie, and today, guys, I'm here with DJ Robbie Doherty, who has come all this way from Northern Ireland. He's paved his way through the dance and electronic house music scene and is absolutely smashing it. Tonight, he'll be doing his very first all night long at Joshua Brooks, and it's going to be a night to remember, guys. So how are we doing today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Cool. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for coming all this way, obviously for a good cause as well, and all night long at Joshua Brooks. So I'm going to get stuck into some questions. Is that okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. So how does it feel to be doing your first all night long at Joshua Brooks? How does that feel?
Do you know what? When I was asked, it was a bit daunting because I didn't really think I could be in a position at this stage of my career to do an all night long show. And I was like, how am I going to sell the tickets, all that? Yeah. Thankfully, it's sold out. Wow. So now, more than anything, it's exciting. Yeah,
exactly. And I feel like you've literally got to step out of your comfort zone sometimes. And once you do that, you think, oh my God, I can do it. Do you know what I mean? So that's good. So tell me about you dropping the track, You're a Superstar, on the night, because I saw that on one of your posts. Where has the inspiration behind all that come from?
Do you know what, to be honest, it's a family favourite tune, that.
Right, okay.
It's always played at the family weddings, everything. It's just an old 90s tune.
Yeah, so you're going to get everyone in their feels, aren't you?
Maybe just a big finisher with that. I love the tune myself, and I've always wanted to play it out, but never really had the right moment to play it, because there's always someone else on the lineup, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't play that, you know?
And I'm going to ask just a quick question. Would you ever make a remix to that track? Because I feel like you're very good with your remixes and that sort of thing. Would you ever consider that?
There's an unfinished file on my laptop with it on it, but
okay.
I was like,
a little secret there.
The original is too good, and I was like, I can't do it.
You just can't match it, can you, sometimes? But you might surprise yourself. So you've released a couple of new heaters recently, and I feel like it's given the 19-esque type beat vibe. So tell me, what made you delve into that genre a little bit more, would you say?
Do you know what? I've just always been a fan of 90s house music, from, I guess, anything from proper 90s house music to even the Eurodancey stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot more people are starting to do that recently. I grew up listening to a lot of trance, old 90s hard house stuff like that. Got a load of old vinyl that someone gave me in the house with all that stuff on it. Yeah. So just rather than trying to copy the rest, I just took inspiration from what I used to like growing up.
Yeah, exactly. Because I do feel like it's an amazing era, shall I say, back then. And I feel like you want to create the same atmosphere that almost your mum and dad used to be in when they were going to raves and that sort of thing. So if you can try and get to that level, it's always a good thing. So I noticed in 2020, which was actually in lockdown, wasn't it? You achieved a silver certified track, was it? Yeah. And it was Pour the Milk, that literally got an amazing 52 million plus streams. That must have literally been a pinch me moment. Am I right? Or
yeah, it's just, honestly, it blew my head off, because I made the tune and it was supposed to just be a little edit for my sets, and I wasn't even properly DJing at this point, just here and there. Yeah. A few student parties that, and it just went to the moon.
I bet you surprised yourself with that, didn't you? Is that where you thought right, okay, this is really what I want to be doing, or had you always had that in mind?
It's something I would always have liked to have done, but I never could see myself doing it. And I thought, I didn't know what the pathway to become a professional DJ was. And then I guess, like you said, it was a pinch me moment, because I was put in the position then where I'm like, if I put the work in, this could happen,
Yeah, exactly. And it is one of those moments where you think, wow, I didn't think I could do it, but I have. So what's the next big thing? Do you know what I mean? And you're kind of looking for that next thing to sort of achieve. So what's your take on Manchester so far? Is it different to what you're used to? I'm guessing it is, coming all the way from Northern Ireland. What do you think?
Do you know what? I've been Manchester a few times, but every time I come back, I'm not used to how big it is. It's actually quite a big city, to be fair.
Not as big as London, but
no, London's a different ball game. But I'm from quite a small place. It's a little town called Ballymoney, and it's not very big at all. So being in any city is a shock to me. But
do you enjoy it though? Would you say?
I do. I love it. I love seeing different cities, different places, and everywhere has its own little flair. Yeah. Manchester has its own things that are going for it.
And going off topic as well, do you feel like each area that you perform at, you get a different vibe of people, or do you feel like it's just the same vibes always?
Yeah, 100%. Different cities are, most cities you'll have people that love their house music, so you get it in most cities across the UK, but there is a difference between the north, the south, certain cities like certain styles of music better, it's just the way it is.
Fair enough. So we are taking it a little bit back now, but can you remember your first experience at a rave? Where did it all begin?
I remember the first club I went to was a club called Lush, Kelly's in Portrush, and that was local to me.
Yeah.
And it was quite a big club back in the day, like it's 2,000 capacity or something like that. And we used to, go there when we were in school, like,
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably weren't legal.
Yeah, it was like, they did a Wednesday night and a Saturday night. There was like some big DJs played there. I remember like we went seeing Patrick Top and stuff like that there. And back in the 90s, it was a big trance club, so had that name about it. Yeah. But it closed down recently, sadly, and and then just after that,
was like, a bit of a shame.
yeah, and then going out in Belfast and stuff. But I mean, just gradual progression of going different places.
So what sort of music were they playing? Did you say it was just trance? Is that was it just rave music, or was it just a club in general?
It was a club in general. There was loads of music, but I did actually like the trance nights, to be fair. It was always an older crowd, but I actually really did like them. They were quite fun. I remember seeing Sasha in there. Oh, yeah. And that set till this day is honestly the best set I've ever seen. I stood for like 3 hours in the one spot at 18 years old, just being like, wow, I couldn't tell when he was mixing from one track to the other. And I seen a video from behind the decks of After, and he had like 4 faders up for like 15 minutes straight, just chilling there,
No, I love that, and that just shows like true dedication there as well, and the fact that you still say to this day that was your best set. Because I think back now, I feel like I've seen so many good sets, but there's not that one that will stick with me, because I feel like everyone's got like their own kind of thing that comes with it, so that's really good. So when did you actually start getting into DJing and producing, would you say? Did they both come at the same time, or did one come before the other, would you say?
One came before the other. Right. I downloaded FL Studio at a young age, started messing around on it, trying to make beats, didn't really know what I was making. I actually went on a family holiday to the chill area in Ibiza, and there was a little beach bar, and there was one bloke was DJing, and I remember going up when I was young and asking him, I was only about 16 at the time, 15, 16, I said, how do I start, and he told me what to do, and
you're definitely in the right place.
Yeah, I know, and I literally I had a note in my wallet that I wrote down saying, this is my plan, I want to play in Ibiza. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen me post it when I did my first show this year. Yeah. So I've actually ticked off all the goals to get there, and it feels so good.
Surreal,
yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So what do you enjoy the most about DJing and producing, would you say?
I mean, producing, there's that satisfaction of when you make a nice tune and people enjoy it. That's lovely. And then DJing, it's the same thing. When you play out your own music or play music you like and people enjoy it and dance, it's just a lovely feeling.
You feel like you've hit the purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, amazing. So where would your number one dream performance venue be, or have you already performed at your dream venue?
I can't really think of a venue specifically. Ibiza was a dream for me to play in. And actually, to be fair, the place where I decided I want to give this a go, I was down by Cafe Mambo, so I would love to one day, maybe it doesn't fit my sound now or whatever, but it'd be nice to spin something different, a sunset set at Cafe Mambo. I would love that.
Now just imagine that 90s-esque type vibe right outside Cafe Mambo's. That would just be amazing. And I feel like you will get there, you're already doing so well in your career, so it'll definitely happen. So you said Cafe Mambo's for that question, but the next one is, what festivals have you played at this year, and which did you enjoy the most?
This year, I had one cancelled there. It's being rescheduled actually for, I think, September. I'll have to check that. Yeah. I played Parklife this year for the first time, which was cool, and it was actually sunny for once. I know everyone always says Parklife's raining. Yeah. So it was actually good, to be fair, in the sun. Had a great time there. Wasn't this year, but one of my favourites was Tomorrowland last year. Oh wow! Which was really it's next level. Just
where is it again?
It's in Belgium, so it is. Yeah. Okay, yeah, a little town called Boom in Belgium.
Cool, nice. I'll definitely have to try that one. And who's your favourite DJ at the moment? Would you say as well? Who's been a bit of your inspiration along the years of your career?
I've always said Carl Cox is one of my favourite DJs, just because he is a legend, and he seems like a lovely guy as well. And at the moment, it's a difficult question because it changes from week to week. I always love the stuff that Coulter, used to be called Joko, was putting out. Mm-hmm. Gaskin from up in Leeds, he's making great tunes and playing a lot of his music now. Yeah, definitely. And he's only I think he's only a couple of years older than me. But yeah, check him out. Sick DJ. amazing producer. Gaskin, yeah.
Right, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice one. So what other genres of music do you actually like? Because I feel like everyone thinks with DJs all they like is house music because that's all they make. Do you have any other genres? I'm guessing you do because you were literally just bopping your head to the hip hop just then.
Anything goes for me. Believe it or not, when I was a kid, I used to like play in a little like metal cover band. We do like AC/DC covers and stuff. Right, okay. And I used to say, like, I played lead guitar and I used to say DJs aren't real musicians. And all of a sudden, like, that's what I'm doing now. So I take it back. But yes, anything really, like rock music, indie stuff. It, you know, really changes on a daily basis. Yeah. I really like 70s, 80s stuff, like quite funky stuff. Yeah. Take a lot of inspiration from that.
Do you like a bit of Arctic Monkeys then, if you're like an indie guy?
I do like Arctic Monkeys. Yeah. Monkey. Oh, can't say it now.
That's what you're
yeah, I do like. I love them. They're great.
Okay, so what other gigs have you got coming up over the next few months for those who couldn't make tonight, unfortunately?
Okay, so I've got, well, if you couldn't make tonight, you could always fly over to Ibiza and play in there again for Piv again, Cova Santa. I'm excited for that.
What
in
day is that, sorry?
5th of September, I think it is. I've got another show, Liverpool, I think that's in September. So I'm really bad with dates, me. But September's a busy month, and I'll post like a little list.
A lot going on. It's hard. Yeah. It's hard to keep track of everything, and it's good to be busy though. It's a good thing, definitely.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is.
Perfect. Okay, so have you got sort of any advice for any upcoming DJs or producers or people that have a passion for wanting to become a DJ or producer?
Stick at it. It'll probably seem, if you haven't made it, it'll probably seem like you'll never make it, because I felt like that. Yeah. And it was just but at the same time, if you're not enjoying it, so it's a hobby, really. Keep it a hobby, and if it becomes a career, it becomes a career. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You'll still enjoy it. Exactly. So don't put too much pressure on it at the same time, and do your own thing. If you like it and your mates like it, that's all you need.
I think that's a really good piece of advice, I think, for the younger generation or people who want to get into it, because I feel like if you're getting into something like DJing, it's got to be from enjoyment or as a hobby. It's not just something that you can go, oh, right, I can make loads of money, because you won't make money that way. You'll have to start it off as something that you enjoy, and then whatever comes. Do you know what I mean? Amazing. So where's the best place for people to keep up to date with like your latest, so we can find out a bit more about some of the events that you've just mentioned there?
To be honest, my Instagram. I'm like terrible at social media, really bad with it, and that's not a good thing.
That's not a bad thing though either.
It's the biggest marketing tool for a DJ these days. It's how we get gigs. But I hate doing it because it's so much work. But Instagram is the one I actually do like, and I post most of the stuff on there. So just my name, Robbie Doherty, on Instagram.
Yeah, is it just Robbie Doherty?
Yeah, Robbie Doherty.
Perfect. Well, Robbie, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming in today. I'm a massive, massive fan of your music, and we will see you on the dance floor.
Brilliant. Thanks for having me. See you on the dance floor.